So I had this idea in my head that I was going to create this YouTube channel, and in hopes of attracting some like minds and creating some community, and I still hope for that. But life is crazy and it's not as organized as or stable right now as I would like it to be. And so and I thought that, you know, I was hoping I'd kind of like tell my story and like kind of go in this sort of chronological order, but I mean, I don't have time to, like, I would have to sit down and like write it out for that to happen. So anyways, I want to speak on this because I feel like if there are any other parents out there whose child's on the spectrum, it's this sort of experience that there's just so many unknowns and unpredictable things, and in some ways it's been a blessing because it's taught me how to surrender and let go. And like there's just been so many aspects of growth within myself and learning about conscious parenting and developing a better relationship with my child, and like there's just been all these beautiful parts, but there's also been a lot of struggle, a lot of suffering, a lot of feeling trapped and isolated, and that's really just the truth. I'm trying to keep it as unbiased as possible. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm not whining about it or anything, but there's just things that you experience, and I've only been able to relate to it to other parents who have also gone through it. So for example, we've been living in this one place for almost 3 years now. And we have several neighbors who have kids that are close to the same age. And ironically, they also homeschool their kids. We didn't start out homeschool, but we are now. And they all play together. They've been doing that for a long time. We have a neighbor next door who moved in about 6 months after we did, and they have a young son too. And we used to play out back a lot, and we do play. We both get outside every single day, whether it's here or somewhere else, almost every day. But he has a trampoline, and he does other things like play in the dirt with the hose, or like, we would mostly stay in our yard. And then now he learned how to ride his bike, and he loves his scooter. And so like, he's very much a boy. So he's out there in we're in a cul-de-sac, and so I let him ride around and everything. And that's been awesome. And he is verbal, but conversation skills are just hard. That's a known thing that's hard with autism. Like he scripts a lot, scripting. And I think it's absolutely adorable, but I mean, it definitely gets frustrating at times, but, so yes, and his play, he has a lot of like social and play skill struggles, and like boundaries are just like, we'll literally be in the store and he'll just bump into people, and it's, he's little and it's cute. Like it's not a big deal now, but it's like, I'm trying to help instill that in him, but it's just me and him. So anyways, there's just a lot of things with the social struggles. So, our neighbor, a lot of our neighbors like have different things outside their house. Like they have a swing, the neighbors right adjacent to us, and they put out all this play sand and all these like little things that you can do within the sand, and there a bunch of them were over there making sand castles and stuff. And then Teddy was out riding his bike, and he went over in their yard, and they weren't over there at this point, but I guess they had like built something, and he destroyed it. And that's like a big thing with him, is he's just now getting to the point where he can play with Legos and stuff without just wanting to destroy things, but he's much more of a destroyer than a builder. And that's a visual stim too, so it's a whole other thing. But anyways, there was a tiff about it because the other kids were like, oh, he came over, and I am outside with him, but like, I'm not always right next to him. And so I was like in our driveway, and I kind of saw it happen, but I didn't know, you know, like the details or whatever. So anyways, they were like thinking that they all got all territorial about their stuff. So then when Teddy went over there to try to swing in their swing one day, and they were like being ugly and just, I don't like the term ugly. They were being territorial, and they were like, no, Teddy, don't do that and all this. And so I was like, oh man, something happened. And so I was like, the other day, the next day or something, he was out again riding his bike, and the people across the street were out with their kids were outside, and they were all playing in the driveway. And we went over there, and Teddy was like, just did like a loop around their yard and came back. And then the one little boy was like, we can't play with Teddy because he's rude. And I was like, why is he rude? And the other girl his sister came up, and she was like, well, the other day he did something to our stuff or something. I don't remember what she said specifics, but and I was like, oh, you know, he's autistic, he has trouble with his speech sometimes, and he probably didn't mean to, and like that kind of thing. And we kind of were able to mend it. But it's like that whole feeling of like, this place has, and it didn't start out that way, but like this house and this like, it doesn't feel like it's home because it's not really ours. And but at the same time, it's like our sanctuary, because it's his like his retreat from the world, essentially, you know, like. And that's another thing that's interesting with the social stuff, is he's not shy at all. And but he does know, he already is aware that there's like these social and conversational barriers. And so, and of course I don't know how that affects him really, but so yeah, we go out and we do stuff, and it's not like it's always a struggle, but there are times where he tries to elope from me at some point, or he hasn't had a meltdown in a while, but once in a while that happens. And I mean, he's like the most interesting, and has just the absolute most amazing spirit. I mean, he's just like bubbly and adorable. And like I said, he's more extroverted, so it's very interesting because he has these learning disabilities and these mental struggles. But that's just something that we're going through right now. And I don't know what's going to happen, because like, we cannot function without being able to be outside. Like, we both need it. And he's also, yeah, he's not been tested, but pretty 100% certain he's also ADHD. And so he's just very go a lot of the time. Needs a lot of stimuli. And he's very active. So yeah, being able to bike, and like, we'll go to my mom's for him to swim and stuff like that. He needs it. And so, you know, that's a serious need that we both have. And so I don't know what's going to happen going forward, because there's this big group of kids that play out here, and it's like, they've been doing that for a long time, and we're like the outsiders. And that's just kind of something I wanted to speak on, because I know that there's other parents probably who have kids on the spectrum who deal with that isolation and that feeling like you're not included, and that struggle with other kids that aren't like yours and stuff. Because it's hard for them too. They don't understand. They have to learn how to be patient, and you know, learn how to respect each other's space and stuff like that. So it's like, it's this beautiful like learning opportunity for everybody, but at the same time, it is hard to understand sometimes. So life is crazy. And I'm gonna try to figure out how to make these shorter. I don't know if this is too long, but I would love to find a way to cultivate some more community and like-minded people, so that we don't feel so alone in the things that we're going through, because it's been extra tough lately. And I don't want to feel isolated anymore. And in every way, the universe is asking us to expand, but it's hard when I have to like make special accommodations for things, and plan ahead, and make up backup plans. And like, my entire world is just and I don't have like a freedom right now. And that's one of the things that's wearing on me, but I didn't want to draw this out and make it about me. But yeah, just know that we're all going through some shit, and hopefully we'll come together more and we'll find our tribes so that we don't feel so alone in whatever it is that we're going through. And I think that starts with the conversation and being vulnerable. And I'm willing to speak and talk about whatever I need to help create a better life for us, because it's not smooth right now, and that's not a place I like to be in. So anyways, I hope this enlightens someone, or, you know, helps you feel like you're not alone in whatever struggle that you're going through. Okay.